Before the rise of the Mauryan Empire, the Indian subcontinent was not a single political entity. It was divided into multiple kingdoms, each with its own leadership, military, and ambitions. These states frequently competed with one another, forming temporary alliances but rarely achieving long-term stability. Within a relatively short period, however, this fragmented landscape changed significantly. A new power emerged, one that would unify large parts of the region and establish one of the earliest large-scale empires in South Asian history. During the 4th century BCE, the northern Indian subcontinent was dominated by several major states known as the Mahajanapadas. Among them, Magadha stood out due to its strong economy, access to natural resources, and strategic location along key trade routes. Despite its strength, Magadha was not yet capable of unifying the entire region. At the same time, an external development influenced the political environment of the subcontinent. The campaign of Alexander the Great reached the northwestern borders of India. Although his presence in the region was relatively brief, it exposed local rulers to a highly organized military system and a centralized command structure. This encounter highlighted the limitations of fragmented rule and demonstrated the effectiveness of unified leadership. In this context, Chandragupta Maurya emerged as a significant political figure. While historical sources provide limited detail about his early life, it is widely accepted that he rose to power through a combination of military action, political alliances, and strategic planning. He was supported by a skilled advisor, traditionally identified as Chanakya, who played a key role in shaping his approach to governance and expansion. Chandragupta's primary objective was to challenge the ruling Nanda dynasty of Magadha. The Nandas controlled a vast territory and maintained a large standing army. However, their rule was often described as unpopular, partly due to heavy taxation and centralized authority. This created an opportunity for opposition. Chandragupta's campaign against the Nanda dynasty was gradual rather than immediate. He consolidated support, built alliances, and weakened the existing power structure over time. Eventually, he succeeded in overthrowing the Nanda rulers and took control of Magadha. This event marked the beginning of the Mauryan Empire. With Magadha as its core, the new state had access to significant economic and military resources, allowing further expansion. Following his rise to power, Chandragupta expanded his territory across northern India. One of the most important developments during this period involved interaction with the Hellenistic world. After the death of Alexander, his empire was divided among his generals. One of them, Seleucus I Nicator, controlled territories near the northwestern border of the Indian subcontinent. Chandragupta and Seleucus eventually reached an agreement after initial conflict. As part of the settlement, Seleucus ceded territory to Chandragupta, and diplomatic relations were established. This agreement strengthened the Mauryan position and extended its influence further west. A key factor in the success of the Mauryan Empire was its administrative organization. Chandragupta established a centralized system of governance, dividing the empire into provinces managed by appointed officials. Infrastructure development, including roads and communication networks, supported both administration and trade. Taxation systems were standardized, and state control extended to various economic activities. Historical sources also suggest the use of an intelligence network to maintain internal stability. These measures helped ensure that the empire remained cohesive despite its size. After Chandragupta's reign, power passed to his successors, who maintained and expanded the administrative framework he had established. This continuity allowed the Mauryan state to remain stable and effective over multiple generations. However, the most notable phase of the empire's development occurred under a later ruler. Ashoka, one of the most well-documented Mauryan rulers, initially continued the policy of territorial expansion. His campaign against Kalinga, a region on the eastern coast of India, resulted in a major military victory. The conflict, known as the Kalinga War, was particularly destructive. Historical accounts describe significant loss of life and widespread displacement. Following the war, Ashoka reassessed his approach to governance. After the Kalinga War, Ashoka adopted a different governing philosophy. He emphasized ethical leadership, nonviolence, and the welfare of his subjects. His policies were communicated through inscriptions, often referred to as edicts, which were placed across different parts of the empire. These inscriptions addressed issues such as justice, administrative responsibility, and social harmony. Rather than focusing solely on expansion, Ashoka prioritized stability and moral governance. The Mauryan Empire had a lasting impact on the Indian subcontinent. It demonstrated the feasibility of large-scale political unification and introduced administrative practices that influenced later states. Economic activity increased through improved trade routes and infrastructure. Cultural and intellectual exchanges also expanded, both within the region and with neighboring areas. The rise of the Mauryan Empire was not the result of a single event, but a combination of military success, strategic governance, and institutional development. From a fragmented political landscape, a centralized state emerged that reshaped the structure of power in the region. Its legacy can be seen in the administrative models, political ideas, and historical narratives that followed.